There's a huge, huge problem out there for eBay resellers. Something that it's an epidemic. Let's just be real. I'm just going to put my cards on the table. It's something that is crushing eBay resellers. And you know what? They love to talk about it too, don't they? They love to talk about it. A few things on YouTube you see, the things that get all the views might be, hey, I go to the garage sale, or I'm going to a local store or a Goodwill or whatever it is, and I'm sourcing the material. People like that. Put out some videos like that. It's nice. People like watching people in their warehouse, their shed, or their room in their house, wherever it is, and hey, here's what I sold. Let me go pick it out off the shelf or off the box or wherever, and show you, hey, this sold for $29.99. Great. People like to see that. You know what people don't like to see, and people really like to complain about? Shipping. People really love to take a big old dump on USPS, don't they? You know that. You know the videos. They're not showing shipping. They're showing people sourcing the material, and they're showing people, when they sell something, but not showing actually shipping. If they're going to do something about shipping, like talking about USPS, it's going to be a big open mouth thumbnail. It's going to be in big bold letters saying USPS sucks, USPS lost a package, US blah, 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 blah. And if you guys have noticed my videos so far, talking about the eBay reseller market, it's going against a grain of a lot of these because, I'm in this pretty deep. It is a full-time job, multiple employees. So I'm living this. And let me tell you what, from someone who sells ships tens of thousands of items, USPS getting dunked on all the time is just complete BS. It's complete nonsense. Let me just show you some numbers. If you're numbers people, because a lot of you eBay resellers, you are numbers people. You like this little P&L at the end of the day, which you're of course paying taxes on, aren't you? You're all paying taxes, right? All right. So I just did a little, experiment, and I went to my eBay page and looked at the items. We still have items that we need to ship for the week, and just clicked on a few and looked at, we always ship USPS Ground Advantage now. It's not first class anymore, Ground Advantage. For all our stuff, unless it's extremely heavy box, then I might put it in a UPS Ground. It's actually Ground Advantage now seems to be even cheaper than UPS Ground. It didn't used to be that way. But yeah, and I looked at the comparison. I just did a few, did a little experiment here. About on average, now our stuff is usually under 4 ounces to ship stuff. It's about $3.90 to ship on USPS. If I was to do that same package, that's a majority of our packages, and ship it UPS Ground, you're talking $8.90. You ship it FedEx, it's $9.04 on average. So it's an extra $5 for your UPS Ground, or $5.14 for FedEx. And granted, this is just my stuff. You might have stuff that's really way more, weight and bigger boxes, whatever. I'm just giving you my example. Now, I have a little transaction report, okay? And I keep in my profit and loss, there'll be a line item there that says lost packages. Now, I track that. Now, I've had my fair share of lost packages over the years. One that really jumps out to mind is that I lost about a $14-something thousand package that was lost in the mail. It was actually being delivered, and then right when it was scanned to be delivered, it just never got to that final point of being delivered, and it just got lost somehow. So I've dealt with my fair share of ones. But if you look at the stuff that is lost, now I'm not sure, I looked at the report, and it's kind of hard to tell on eBay, this transaction report, but for this one, I have 12,269 actual shipments. Now, we sold almost 60,000 items on eBay, so I don't think this is a full totality of the stuff we've sold. And plus, you sell 60,000 items, a lot of them are combined shipping, whatever. Anyway, for this data, 12,269 items that we shipped out. For my P&L, I can see what I've lost. Lost 8 packages. That means lost 0.06% of the packages. 8 out of 12,269. Now, if I was like, you know what, USPS does suck. They blow, I hate them. They are the worst. They lose money, right? They lose money. which is weird. They don't say like, hey, the military loses $800 billion a year, right? They just have that as an expenditure, and USPS is a service that your taxes pay for. But for some reason, they think that should be like profit. It's kind of weird. It's a service. It's in the Constitution or the Bill of Rights, something. It's in there somewhere. You're supposed to have a post office. Anyway, it blows my mind when people say USPS loses money for the country. It's a service. Are roads supposed to make money too? Are bridges supposed to make money? Why? Where's the P&L of the Brooklyn Bridge? Why isn't it bringing me a profit? It's a service. It's supposed to provide something for the country. Anyway, real. I can't even get to that right now. But if I had done those 12,269 items, and I did an extra $5 on average for a UPS ground, or an extra $5.14 for FedEx ground, I would have paid on those transactions $61,305 more in shipping costs for UPS and $63,021.54 for FedEx ground for 8 lost packages. Are my 8 lost packages going to be worth $60,000? Of course they aren't. Of course. Well, I mean, I did lose one package. It was almost 14,000. So, but the point of it is that USPS loses a pretty small, you might be unlucky, of course, sometimes, but on the average, I have a lot of data here, okay? From someone who uses USPS almost exclusively. It's small, and it does suck when you lose it. But guess what? That small of an error, and especially federal workers, I mean, we're talking like government work, and if you think that you're going to ship 12,269 packages via FedEx and 8 aren't going to get lost, you are out of your mind. You are unbelievably insane. I don't deal with FedEx, but when we ship our cards, eBay will, if a card is worth over $250, you have to ship it to PSA in California. They authenticate it, and then they ship it via FedEx. I have seen the FedEx, these people, there are people that will complain and be like, hey, my card wasn't delivered, or it says delivered and I don't see it. Like it's just not there. That happens all the time with FedEx. It's crazy. Now, I'm not on the liability because I got it to the authenticator, and they have to ship it, and I have to be like, hey, you talk to eBay. They deal with that because they shipped it via FedEx. I didn't even deal with FedEx. I have probably gotten, it's unbelievable how many that FedEx has, said delivered or lost. And I know from personal experience, I remember, I was selling a booster box, and the guy had bought another booster box, and this box of Pokemon cards was worth $350,000. Delivered via FedEx. They left it on the street because they didn't even wait for signature. Now this is peak COVID, different time. They left a $350,000 package outside on the street and didn't even get a signature, just left it there. Luckily, the guy had security cameras and whatnot, but to spend that much more, and the point of this is that stop complaining about USPS. It's overdone. It's ridiculous. It's just so whiny and complaining. Get over it. They're providing a service that's really cheap. Stuff's gonna fall through the cracks, of course, but let's just put it in another perspective to end this video. That right there, okay? If you divide that by 12,000 something transactions, 12,269 transactions, divide that by 365 days in a year. That's 33.6 years. You go into your work every single day. You don't get off weekends. You don't get off holidays. You go every single day, 365 days a year. You can only make one mistake every 4.2 years to have that kind of same defective rating. One mistake at your job, and I know you guys make mistakes a lot more than that at your job. One mistake every 4.2 years. You go in every single day, 365 days. It's unbelievable. The people who do the little clickbait titles and they're like, USPS, shut up. Shut up. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's all I have for today. Thank you, USPS, because guess what? You would be out of business for a lot of these people if they had to use UPS and FedEx all the time, especially for these smaller packages. I know they kind of bounce out a little bit more when it's really heavy, but that's all I have for today. Thanks again for watching, and we will talk to you again soon.